I wanted to reveal some of the sacred secrets, nuances of this 25 states of consciousness, 5 aspects of Sadashiva, 11 dimensions of the universe. Please understand. The moment I utter these big words, you think this is going to be useful for me after my death. Let me accumulate it and keep it like a death insurance. No, please understand.
Yes, we'll send the...
Understanding 25 states of consciousness will directly help you even your day-to-day dilemma. Should I smoke or not? Should I live with this husband or not? Should I divorce this wife or not? Should I go for this diet or not? Even as simple as these dilemmas. In this situation of my life, given the time, intelligence, money and future I have, is this decision right? Is this decision going to be the best possibility for me? Even in your day-to-day business, career, life, relationships, everything. In every level, the 25 states of consciousness can give you an amazing breakthrough. Understand? All dilemmas and doubts are nothing but your dream state interfering with your waking state without you calling it or invoking it. Your waking state, Jagrat. Without you calling, dream state comes in attacking you, interfering with your waking state. Constantly keeping you in a very low frequency, overlapping or unnecessary interference. Actually, whenever you are in dilemma, confusion, very simple. Just sip 30-40 ml of neem juice. No, because of the taste of the neem juice, you may never fall into dilemma and confusion afterwards. That is secondary. Very simple. I'll give you, it's like an experiment. Try. Because neem juice rudely brings you to the waking state. All dilemma is dreaming state, swapna, entering into you and convincing your waking state that dream state is part of your waking state. So the deluded information, less informed frequency of you, actually less informed frequency of you is your dream state. Little more informed frequency of you is your waking state. Completely, fully informed, awakened state of you, dimension of you is Turiya state. Not only fully informed, all empowered to manipulate, manifest, play with any of the, where knowledge is power, that state is Turyadita. Understand, this less informed dream state entering into your waking state and convincing your waking state that your dream state is part of your waking state. So it is like a less informed person and more informed person having a debate. How it will be? Even the logic or the frequency from which two ends of your dilemma operates will be different. Understand? For example, you are having a dilemma whether to start this business or not. When you are arguing for starting the business, feel how you feel your inner image. When you are arguing for not going for that business, how you feel your inner image? Or you have a dilemma, whether to become a sannyasi or not. See, please understand, when you have this kind of debates, dilemmas, whether to go for divorce, whether to go for having a baby, whether to go for sannyas, whether to go for starting a business, or whether to go for having an affair, whether to go for building a new home. Whenever you have this, just observe one debate, one side of the debate will always be from more alert, higher inner image of you. The other side of the debate will always be from lower inner image of you. The moment you know this, just blindly vote to the fellow who is from the higher inner image. The debates and arguments which are coming from higher inner image, because he is Jakrat, the other fellow is Swapna, dream. Understand, for you to sit and have this understanding, you need little neem juice on the tongue, or a bay leaf on the tongue. Even the bay leaf, if you soak it in honey and chew, it will bring you to Jakrat state. You have two levels of existing. Listen carefully. Two levels of existing. One with the thought currents, without the thought currents. With the thought currents means an active inner image, constantly spitting thoughts. Without thoughts, in deep sleep, where I think some of you are in that state now. If you are not hearing me, you are in that state. If you are hearing me, you are not, fortunately. I'll repeat, listen. With thoughts, without thoughts. With thoughts, all of you know, constantly picking fight with everyone, everything. Actually, with thoughts is nothing but constantly picking fight with everything. When you stop picking fight with everything, there will be no thought. Thought is Tan in your existence. When there is uneasiness and you decide to pick fight with some part of you or the other, then comes thought. Without thought, you know, deep sleep in the night time or sometimes in the daytime. Whenever you are in the deep sleep, no thought. So these two, same way, listen. With thought, without thought. Same way, with your existence, remembrance of your existence, without the remembrance of your existence. Listen. Listen. You need to listen to these words very carefully. With the idea, I exist, I consciousness. Without the idea, I exist. These two states, how many of you are able to understand? See, now, all of you have the idea, I exist. Am I right? The deep sleep, do you have that? That is why it is sleep. So, there are two ways and two states. Two ways is with thought, without thought. Two states is with the idea I exist and without the idea I exist. How many of you understand that? Projector. Listen. With the idea I exist, and with thoughts, listen carefully, because you need to understand this unit. This is the fundamental unit. How the states of consciousness is formed in you. Why you go through what you go through in your life. Understand, ignorance is not cute. Ignorance of traffic rules is not going to save you from the traffic ticket. Ignorance of traffic rules is not going to save you from ticket. Ignorance cannot be a reason for not following. Same way in the cosmos, ignorance is not cute. Yes, you can be victim, singing song, oh, I am ignorant, innocent devotee. Who is going to care? No. A devotee cannot be ignorant. Jnana varishta bhakti, devotion established on knowledge and understanding, with thoughts, with the idea I exist, I consciousness. That state is called thinking, Jakrat. All of you are able to understand the word wakeful state, Jakrat? If you understand the word Jakrat, wakeful state, raise your hand. Great. I am using the Sanskrit word so that I will not forget, and all of you also will not forget. So let me go to the next word. I am introducing these 4 words. With thoughts, without the idea that I exist. That's called swapna. You may say, no. In dream also I remember I exist. No, listen carefully. In the dream, you will be writing your college examination sitting with your son. How can that be? College exam you wrote much before the marriage. How many of you had this kind of a completely overlapping dream? You need to know the identity I you feel in the dream does not have independent understanding. It is just overlapping, crisscrossing of few thought currents. See, like laser beam, if 4 or 5 beams cross, that point looks like a independently shining, which is not. Same way, in the dream, few thought currents crossing, you feel as if your identity exists, but it is not. It does not have consistency. In one dream itself, that will change 20 times. How many of you have observed? In the waking state itself, it changes. Why? Dream state. How many of you say that? But in the waking state, at least little decent. In the waking state, it's more like an unstable spouse. Every half an hour divorce. And every 1 hour patch up. But in the dream state, it doesn't even behave like an unstable spouse. It behaves like a 10 minutes son, 10 minutes boss, 5 minutes brother, 5 minutes enemy. You just don't know how it behaves. Listen carefully. The number of thoughts gives idea that you exist for a spark. That's what happens in the dream state. How many of you are able to understand what I am saying? That is why the idea of I in the dream state is so illusory. Many times you don't even remember you when you come back from dream. What was your idea about you? Seen but does not exist. That's a direct translation of the word swapna. Seen but does not exist. Where the idea of I does not exist but the thoughts exist. Means the frequency of the thoughts is much higher. The idea of I, it has no existence. That frequency is almost like a zero. Then third word I am introducing, listen, where neither the idea I exist nor the idea thoughts exist. That is what is called deep sleep, sushupti. These three all of us experience in our day-to-day life. The fourth word I am going to introduce, it has no word, that is why it is called turiya. Turiya means fourth in Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, the word turiya means fourth, that's all. Because there is no word for it. Where the idea that I exist is there, I am there, but there is no thoughts. That is called the fourth state, turiya. With the idea I exist, but without thoughts, is turiya. With I plus with thoughts is waking state. Without I but thoughts is dream state. Neither I nor thoughts is deep sleep state. Only I, no thoughts is turiya. Now I want you to remember these four words. Let me repeat. Jakrat means waking state. Swapna means dream state. Sushupti means deep sleep state. Turiya means fourth state, awakened state. There is a fifth word Mahadeva introduces in Agama called Turiyatita, means not only you are awake, you are alive, you can move anything you want. See, if you have manifested the powers of moving a matter, how many of you are successfully able to move a matter? You have seen the glimpse of Turiyatita. Turiyatita is the state where awakening becomes power manifestation. Means you are able to play with your awakening. These are the 5 states. Listen, let me repeat once more. Jakrat, waking state. Swapna, dream state. Sushupti, deep sleep state. Turiya, awakened state. Turiyatita, alive state, where you are awakened to the higher reality and you are able to manifest it as you want. Alive with your awakening. Where when you say, hey, static matter, dynamic activity and strategic existence is one and the same. Move, you are a static matter, I am saying, and it moves. Listen, all these 5 states, deep sleep, dream, waking, awakened, alive, all these 5 states in Sanskrit, Sushupti, Swapna, Jakrat, Turiya, Turiyatita. All these 5 states cross each other. You may ask, how? Because you are no more a single integrated being. All the time, one part of you is planning, strategizing about your future and possibilities. The other part of you is just interested in denying you, which is strategizing. The part which goes on strategizing about you and your future is called mind, head, intellect, logic. The part which goes on denying you does not want the direction. Not because it is right or wrong, just it does not want. It's like a tantrum throwing child, what you call as heart emotion. Please understand, you have been given a very wrong idea. Your heart and emotion is always right. No. Both are corrupt. Understand? Both are corrupt. Both carry deep incompletions. Heart wants something just because it does not want that. Heart denies something just because head wants it. It's not that always heart is right. No. If you feel heart is right, no. You are wrong. Head is wrong. That does not mean heart is right. Head is wrong does not mean heart is right. Sometimes head is right. That does not mean heart is wrong. Sometimes head is wrong. That does not mean heart is right. Both have their incompletions, both have their problems. Because you are no more a single being. See, invariably when the whole humanity has started experiencing this dual being, two-part, that is when our masters declare the Kali started. So two parts of you experiences two different states at a time always. Please understand. If your head, which is strategizing about your future, is now awake, your heart is in dream state, sitting somewhere and doing something else. If you have to put your head and heart together, keep yourself in the waking state, you feel stressed, tensed. Oh, I can't be like that for a long time. Maybe few minutes, okay. Not more than that. How many of you understand what I am saying? How many of you experientially feel, yes, I go through this? Understand. The line, vertical line is a heart projector. Vertical line is heart's line. Horizontal line is logic's line. Sushupti and Jakrat. Sushupti and Turiya. Sushupti and Turiyatita. Understand that horizontal line is line of logic. Mind. What is your strategy? See, one part of you constantly strategizes about your future, your life, logically goes on analyzing right, wrong, how to get the maximum out of everything. The line of head, logic line. And the other part, heart, emotion. Even the word heart may not be right word, because somehow unfortunately you have that very good idea about heart. I will develop some other word. The crying child, the immature child inside you, which goes on throwing tantrum. Whatever your father says is wrong. Once you decide, just goes on saying no, 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 that becomes mantra. The no becomes mantra for one part of you. A complete frustration about everything. Anything which can be seen and which can't be seen. People get frustrated because they can't see Sadashiva. It is good. Sometimes you are not able to see. No, we get frustrated even with things which we have never seen, we never experienced, we never perceived. The tantrum throwing child. So better I use the word TC, tantrum child. The tantrum child is the vertical line. The tantrum child in you is the vertical line, and logical, strategizing mind, that is the horizontal line. Both of you go through, please understand, some of you are small family inside, some of you are joint families inside, some of you are apartment complex inside. Please understand, do not believe you are one person. If you think you are one person, even you will not be able to answer many of your questions about your own self. How many of you feel there are many things which you are not able to answer about you? Then how will anybody else find the answer? That is why if somebody questions you too much, you get angry about them. And even I don't know, how can I explain to you? How many of you feel many times even you are not able to handle yourself? Raise your hand. That is what I mean, exactly the tantrum throwing child. Just saying no, no. I will face whatever it comes, whatever it may be. Whatever comes, I'll face. But when it actually comes, you will not be able to face that. Now, how many of you do? Listen carefully. Clearly, you take a very stupid decision with the thought current. When it comes, I will face. Whatever, come what may. And when it comes, you will collapse, you will not face. How many of you? That is what I am calling tantrum throwing child. Just saying no. Does not bother even about you getting lost something. You just want to collapse, destroy everything. Even if I die, that is okay. Let me destroy the world and die. Let me pull the whole thing down and die. The tantrum throwing child experiences different state, and the logic, strategizing logic, which constantly plans for your life. That personality experiences different state of consciousness. That is why you go through 25 various states of consciousness. Listen. The TC, tantrum throwing child, goes through the deep sleep, and logic goes through the deep sleep. Both experiencing deep sleep. That's what I said. Maximum you may experience 20 to 30 minutes, even if you lie down 8 hours in your bed. Then tantrum throwing child going through the dream, and the logic going through deep sleep. Earlier I explained that side, now I am explaining this side. Listen carefully. Earlier I gave an example. You go into dream, falling asleep without waking up. That is what is the example I gave for your logic experiencing dream, tantrum throwing child experiencing deep sleep. Then tantrum throwing child going through the dream, and the logic going through deep sleep. Earlier I explained that side, now I am explaining this side. Listen carefully. Earlier I gave an example. You go into dream, falling asleep without waking up. That is what is the example I gave for your logic experiencing dream, tantrum throwing child experiencing deep sleep. Now I am showing you this side. The tantrum throwing child experiencing dream, but the logic experiencing deep sleep. Listen carefully. That is what I call, if I have to find an English equivalent word, frustration. In Sanskrit we call it virakti. Vrakta means the tantrum throwing part of you is active, but the logic is completely absent. Listen carefully. In Sanskrit it's called vrakti. In English I am trying to translate with the word frustration. I'll give you the context where the tantrum throwing you is so alive, wildly active and dreaming. But the logic with which you need to control you, that reins are not in your hand. It's like you are sitting on a wild horse and the horse is running on a hill. It may even jump into cliff now. I'm talking about this part where, see, this is TC, means TC, tantrum throwing child, this whole line. This whole line is logic, your mind. I'm talking about this state. The tantrum throwing child experiencing swapna, dream, wild, going literally wild. And your logic, which is supposed to control, put a rein, is sleeping. It's like you are sitting on a wild horse and you are not able to control the wild horse. It is running. It may jump anytime off the cliff. All the decisions you take in frustration, please understand, all decisions you take in frustration will destroy you. Even if you think it is good decision, I tell you, do not do permanent damage to you because of your temporary sadness. Just don't take decisions when you know you are frustrated. Whenever you know your tantrum throwing child is wildly active and your logic with which you need to control your perception is absent, don't decide. You will be overloaded with frustration. Don't decide. How many of you understand you went through this in your life? In waking state, but your logic is in deep sleep. It means you are not frustrated, you are very destructive. Understand? Very consciously you agree for destruction. You agree for the kind of a tantrum throwing lifestyle. You agree to be in denial. What can I do? That's all. Very consciously you wind up. You withdraw. I may use the word self-denial for this state. The state now I am circling. The state now I have circled, I'll call that as self-denial, where the tantrum throwing child is awake. I should use the word wake up. It's an awaking state. But your logic, the strategizing mind, the strategizing component of you is completely asleep. The next, the tantrum throwing child entering into Turiya, tantrum throwing child entering into Turiya, and the logic in deep sleep. One good thing is, the moment tantrum throwing child enters into Turiya, he gets healed. He is no more dangerous. He gets healed. Listen, very important thing. If a tantrum throwing child in you catches the glimpse of thoughtlessness, Turiya, even once, the whole thing becomes seeking. That is why the hippies become seekers even if they get one glimpse. A powerful seeker, even if you catch one glimpse of Turiya. So I will call this state as Turiya plus Sushupti, the which I marked, seeking awaken but don't know what to do. Your logic does not know what to do, how to proceed, but you know something you need to discover. I will call that as a seeking but not active. It means you don't plan about how to go about it. Your logic has not found any method. It has not discovered any way to seek. But the tantrum throwing child is now throwing tantrum about everything which is seen and or felt, which is not matching with the reality of the Turiya. See, now the Turiya becomes the benchmark, the awakened state becomes the benchmark. Anything which is not matching up to that mark, you throw tantrum about it, but you don't know how to make everything match up to the standard. Understand? At this state, you will say big capital letter no to everything external, but you don't know to whom you should say yes. You only know to say no to everything, but you don't know to whom you should say yes. How many of you think you got this? Your tantrum throwing child experiencing deep sleep and your logic experiencing dream state. Understand? This is very interesting. Just now I explained. Where you dream, but go back to the deep sleep, again dream, and go back to deep sleep. You need to know maximum only 30% of you is your logic part. 70% of you is the tantrum throwing child inside you. That is why how much ever you strategize, always that tantrum throwing child wins in your life. How many of you agree with that statement? How much ever you plan, finally this tantrum throwing fellow wins the game. Even if your logic, for example, tomorrow you have to give a presentation. Your logic is planning for your presentation even in your dream. But the tantrum throwing child pulls you back from the dream to deep sleep state. That is what I will call this Sushupti Swapna, what I marked. Next, the tantrum throwing child experiencing deep sleep, but the logic experiencing waking state. I'll say in this state, your logic thoroughly plans for your future. You will sit and think, nicely plan. But within next 24 hours, you will forget the whole thing and you will start thinking again the same thing and do the same plan. As if the whole thing got control deleted. How many of you experienced this? Your logic's plan, but your tantrum throwing child is not even interested in looking at it. That is what this state, where 70% of you are sleeping and 30% of you is strategizing. It's like 70% of you boycott that meeting. How can any corporate meeting be successful if 70% is boycotting? What you desire is your logic. What you believe is your tantrum throwing child. You will never get what you desire. Please understand. You will get only what you believe. You desire always to have wealth, but you believe you will never going to get it. You are never going to get it. You desire to have health, but you strongly believe that is not part of your life. So you will not manifest what you desire. You will only manifest what you believe. People always confuse between desire and belief. Your desire is your logic, your strategy, your future plan. Your tantrum throwing child is what you believe as you. I think now it's too clear. How many of you are catching what I am saying, this statement? Understand? Next, your tantrum throwing child is in deep sleep, but your logic is in Turiya. During this moments only you get the darshan, vision of gods, goddesses, guru. But it goes away. It doesn't stay permanently, because anything only if your tantrum throwing child also cooperates only stays with you. For example, if your tantrum throwing child means the TC, if he enters into Turiya and your logic is in Sushupti, which I circled now, at that state if you get any experience of God, Guru, Darshan, it stays with you permanently because 70% receives it. But this state, anything you get will not be permanent. It will not stay with you. It doesn't stay with you. In both states you get, but this, only if your tantrum throwing child enters into Turiya and you experience something, it becomes permanent. Means your belief enters into that state, not your desire. When your desire enters, your belief will pull you back. Ramakrishna gives a very beautiful example. All his examples are completely from Bengali villages because he lived his whole life in Dakshineswar, which was a village in those days, and he was born in Kamarpukur, which is a remote village. He gives a very beautiful example. These boys will catch the mongoose. Am I right? The pronunciation? Mongoose or mongoose? How you pronounce? Whatever. The boys, when they play in the paddy fields, they catch the mongoose. If they catch more than 5, 6, they can't keep them under control. So they will tie a rope in their tail and put a brick in the other end and leave them to go for further hunting. These fellows, they will enter into their home, which is like a dug below the ground. Even if they enter and hide in their nets, in their holes, the boys will come and just pick up the brick and pull the rope. They will come out, they will carry them. Just like the mongoose, whose tail the rope is tied with a brick, can never hide, can never rest in his hole. If your belief is holding you back, just your desire cannot take you anywhere. Because the belief is a rope and brick. It will just pull you out. Listen, here, your belief is in deep sleep, only your desire experiences higher awareness. Then it doesn't stay permanently. If your desire, even if your desire is in deep sleep, if your belief enters into the higher consciousness, you don't lose it. The tantrum throwing child in Sushupti, and you enter into Turiya. The logic enters into Turiya. Again, this state also will not be permanent. It will not be permanent because the tantrum throwing child is 70% of you. That's more powerful. It will pull you out. But very good introduction, because with your logic, deep seeking, sometimes you catch the glimpse of unclutching. You caught the glimpse of unclutching, but you lost it. How many of you have that experience? This is the state you experienced. The state I have circled now, that's the state you experienced. If you got, unclutching comes by your desire, not by belief. Bhava Samadhi comes by your belief, not by desire. Understand? Unclutching comes by your desire, logical seeking. Bhava Samadhi comes by your belief, a deep feeling connection. The tantrum throwing child, when he feels connected, you experience Bhava Samadhi. Belief is in deep sleep and desire is in Turyatita. That's the state I have circled. You do catch Satori, but which does not stay back. It doesn't stay back. It goes away. But if your belief catches Turyatita, desire is not cooperating. That is, I can say, this state. Your belief means tantrum throwing child is catching Turyatita, but your desire, logic, is in deep sleep, Sushupti. It's not cooperating. This will become permanent, but this will not be permanent. If you achieve this, you will always lose. Achieving this is very easy, but you will lose it. Achieving this needs little practice, but you will not lose it. This comes by Bhava Samadhi, feeling connection. This comes by unclutching your own effort. If both happens, that is what is called Turyatita, which becomes permanent. Few basic truths. 25 states of consciousness is multi-dimensions of you. Listen. All the 25 states are part of you. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. Deep sleep is as much you need. Please listen. Deep sleep is as much needed to you as you need Turyatita. The whole 25 states is your 25 dimension. Only thing, you becoming powerless during the deep sleep or the dream state is a problem. But if you decide to become powerless, you can be powerless anywhere. If you decide to become powerful, you can be powerful anywhere. Fundamentally, this whole 25 state is 25 phases of you, 25 dimensions of you. Nothing is bad, nothing is good. Because many times you become powerless in dream state, it looks like a bad. Not the state is bad, but your habit and pattern of becoming powerless there is bad.
Daniel Kunkler is asking, Swamiji, is the 25 states of consciousness, 11 dimensions of Jagat, 5 aspects of Ishvara, are they all Maya or just different permutations and combinations? Where in it does Sadashivoham exist? Or is it only outside of that matrix that we exist?
Listen to this example. You are in a forest. A tiger sees you. You see the tiger. It is chasing you. You are running for life. That is Maya. Because the way you want to see, you create what you want to see. It is called Drishti Srishti. Because you see, you create. Listen carefully. Next, Ganga is flowing forever from the Himalayas to Ganga Sagar, ocean. That is Srishti Drishti. Because it is there, you see. Listen carefully. This is the difference. Tiger chasing you, experience is Srishti Drishti. Because you see it is happening. Ganga flowing is Srishti, means it exists. Because it exists, you see. Tiger chasing you is Drishti Srishti. Drishti means seeing. Srishti means creation. Because of your seeing, it is created. Ganga flowing is Srishti Drishti. Because it is there, you are seeing. What's the difference? If there is a psychological intervention, for example, even the modern day researchers are proving, the moment you see the tiger, if you are shaken, frightened, certain chemicals are released in your body. Tiger hates the smell of that chemical. If you are not frightened, if you don't release that chemical, tiger doesn't chase you. It is not necessary always a tiger should chase you. If you have a fear, You will project and have an animal chasing you. Whenever there's a psychological intervention and the manipulation of the happening, it is called srishti drishti. Because you see it is happening. Whenever there is no psychological intervention, the Ganga flowing, there is no psychological intervention from your side. From your side, there is no intervention. It is flowing whether you see it or not. It is flowing whether you perceive it or not. That is srishti drishti. What is created, you are seeing. So listen, in this 25 consciousness, 11 dimensions, 5 aspects of Jiveshwara Jagat, neither everything is Maya nor everything is reality. There are certain things which are influenced by drishti. That srishti is Maya. Tiger chasing you is Maya. Ganga flowing forever is not Maya, it is reality. Where your intervention does not alter the existence, the reality. It's not Maya. So, your first question is that 25 consciousness, 11 dimensions, 5 aspects of Ishvara. All these are Maya or just different permutation combinations. Different permutation combinations of this 3, which is influenced by the seer, is Maya. Which is not influenced by the seer is reality. The next question, where in it does Sadashivoham exist? No. All this exists in Sadashivoham, not Sadashivoham in it. Understand? All this, even Ishvara, Sadashiva's 5 dimensions of Srishti Sthiti, Vinasa Trobhava Anugraha, Srishti Sthiti Sanghara, Trobhava Anugraha, creation, maintenance, destruction, delusion and enlightenment, liberation. Even these 5 aspects of Sadashiva is only the Vyakta component. So all these 25 states of consciousness of Jiva, 11 dimensions of Jagat, 5 aspects of Ishvara, all this is established on Sadashivoham. All this exists on Sadashivoham. Sadashivoham does not exist in any of this. All this exists in Sadashivoham. And you are asking, or is it only outside of that matrix we exist? Please understand. Sadashivoham exists outside of all this matrix. All this, Jiva, Ishvara, Jagat. The overlapping and permutation combinations of all this forms certain matrix, and that matrix, listen, that matrix, when it is influenced by the seer, I call it Maya. When it is not influenced by the seer, I call it reality. But Sadashivoham is the space where all these are established, whether it is Maya or reality, it is established on Sadashivoham. So Sadashivoham is outside this whole matrix. Actually, you are going to experience Sadashivoham, the space outside this matrix, in the Sadashivoham 2016. I am very serious about it.
If you understand these 25 states of consciousness, it will directly help you in the basic day-to-day activities, decision making to enlightenment itself, all of these. Now, can I request all of you to type this out? Can I request all of you to please see the screen and type out what are the 5 unit states? I have projected to you all. Please take a minute. Now, these 5 states of consciousness, crisscrossing the other 20, each other, forms the 25 states of consciousness. In every single aspect, actually, if you see, the 5 basic states that you've written down crisscrosses with each other and forms the 25 states of consciousness. I'm going to request all the participants to now take a few minutes and please write this table down, where you are writing the 5 states of consciousness, the 5 unit aspects of consciousness, crisscrossing with the other 5. Here I have projected the chart for you all, and I request all of you to please have a look at it and pen that down. Just write it down so you can map through. Yes. Hope all of you have finished writing the table. Do any of you have any questions or doubts so far? Have you all understood the 25 states of consciousness? Is there any questions that you all like to ask? Okay, so Maria is asking, what are the letters? Each of, okay, it's like a short form. Sushupti is SU. Swapna is SW. So based on that, it is just broken down. And Mas Sarlan spoken in this last section, Swami spoke at greater length about state of Turiya and Turiya Theta. Absolutely. And the AI, artificial intelligence. Yes. Actually, Ma, see what Swamiji had revealed, right? Artificial intelligence in the next 3 years can start inducing all the states of consciousness other than the last two, Turiya and Turiya Theta alone. So it can induce 23 states of consciousness, just not the 24th and 25th. That's like, I'm still processing it inside my brain, because since the time Swamiji revealed, it's like, oh God, that's it has too many layers of meanings for us to understand. Okay, Ma Akshara Satyam, could you please share what did you understand? Now, see, all of you understand. There are certain permutation combination of certain states which will give you one particular experience. Like for example, whenever your body is in deep sleep, but your mind is in waking state, you are in, that is a state where you experience like extreme tiredness and boredom, laziness, where you feel like you are having to, your body is not moving, but your mind is very active. It wants to do so many things. But the same thing, whenever you feel your body is awake, but your mind is asleep, that is sleepwalking. That's where when you sleepwalk, your mind is not alert. The eye consciousness is not intense. So your body does something, but your mind is not even aware of it. That is the difference. So like this, these 25 states of consciousness manifest as various different aspects. Okay, now, in all these 25 states of consciousness, whenever you experience any kind of a gap, tiredness, boredom, just focus and bring yourself back to the understanding. Like Swamiji beautifully said, it should neither make you powerless, nor it should make you, you do not engage with. You just need to intellectually understand these 25 states of consciousness. Are you all understanding? Okay, now, in the same space, we'll all be entering into the next segment, which is going to be manifesting the length dimension, the powers of length. I'm going to request all of you to scan through your third eye. Let's continue manifesting the power of being able to identify the height of any building. And this time we'll be doing it a little faster. I request all of you to scan through your third eye and identify the height and the number of floors for this building that's projected to you all. Please take a few minutes, scan, connect to Swamiji.
Nithyananda, Paramashivoham.
Hindu tradition is a powerful knowledge source. Understand? Thousands of years before Mahadeva has spoken about this 11 dimension, Modern day science is still sitting with the fifth dimension. Mahadeva has gone to 11 thousands of years before. And you need to know, in Hinduism, 11 genders, not 3. West talks only about 3. Male, female, and the whole thing, everything they classify into LGBT. In Hinduism, 11 genders. Male biomemory in female muscle memory. Male muscle memory in female biomemory. And same way, there's a clear description of experiences of these 11 dimensions. If 25 states of consciousness knowledge is shared with the world, whole psychology, psychiatry, this department will collapse. About everything. Life, desire, good, bad, purpose of life, right, wrong, about everything. Having powerful cognition, getting matured, having powerful cognitions, getting matured. Because of that powerful cognitions, manifesting powers. Now, giving powerful cognitions to you about the universe is introduction to 11 dimensions of the universe. Listen, the modern day so-called science is able to understand only 4 dimensions: length, breadth, depth, time. But the ancient science, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma, elaborately describes the 11 dimensions and the beings exist in the 11 dimensions: length, breadth, depth, time, and space. These are the 5 unit dimensions, and the permutation combination of that 5, length, breadth with the time space, breadth, depth with the time space, length, depth with the time space, the various permutation combinations of these 5 basic dimensions forms 11 dimensions of the universe. Now I'm going to enter into the exact dimensions, that 11 dimensions. So let's remember Mahadeva and request his presence. For us, he is avyakta, unknown. So he only has to reveal his grace by being here and making all of us experience. Let me introduce the first dimension. Dimension means aspect of the universe. See, 25 aspects of you only is the 25 states of consciousness. So now internalize. 25 aspects of you is the 25 states of consciousness. 25 aspects of you is the 25 states of consciousness. 11 aspects of the universe is 11 dimension. 5 aspects of God is Panchakritya. First dimension, it's called length. Listen. Each of this dimension has its own tattva, unit. So understand these basic principles. Length. Length means anything which flows with a systematic certain logic. Whether 2 plus is length dimension. Whether 2 plus 2 is 4 or the Ganga moving from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar. It's all logic. Listen carefully.
All logic which moves systematically comes under length dimension. If I introduce other 2-3 dimensions, then you will understand. You will be able to grasp the depth of each dimension. Length dimension is a power by itself. If you master the length dimension, anything which works as per the logic will be under your control. You are master of it. Everything which flows in the rhythmic logic is breath dimension. Listen, rhythmic logic is different and simple logic is different. Simple logic is length. Rhythmic logic is breath. Breath does not mean, it does not have a logic, and it does not mean it's a rigid logic. All language, all mathematics, all data analysis, all the statistics, all this comes under length dimension. Rhythmic flow of logic is breath. Means, it's not that length is not there, but it is not rigid length. It's not rigid logic. Like dance, music, poetry. Poetry is the breadth dimension of language. Silence is the depth dimension of language. Speaking is the length dimension of language. Mathematics is the writing dimension of length. Painting is the breadth dimension of writing. Yantras are the depth dimension of writing. Listen, now I am giving you a very important understanding. You need to come to these cognitions. That is why the lessons about the 11 dimension. These cognitions are needed. Actually, I am teaching you how to come to powerful cognitions with this 11 dimension. With this 11 dimension, the two important results you need to achieve. Mahadeva says the first result is manifesting powerful cognitions, then manifesting powers. Listen, there's a big difference between these two. Listen carefully. If you read through third eye, it is manifesting powers. If you realize, if my third eye is available for me, it is available for me because my third eye is connected to Swamiji's third eye. It means I can connect with his third eye. If I can connect with his third eye, I can connect with anyone's third eye. And using anyone's third eye and starting reading is manifesting powerful cognition. The rhythmic flow of logic length is breath. All the actions and activities of heart and art goes into breath dimension, where there is a logic, but there is a flow, not rigid logic. Listen, all your patterns function from breath dimension, not from length dimension. Like if I sit in cold, tomorrow I'll get fever. Because my father had diabetes, I will also have diabetes. These kind of stupid cognitions. Rhythmic flow of the body language is dance. Rhythmic flow of the verbal language is poetry. Rhythmic flow of the sound is music. Rhythmic flow of the life is peace. But depth of life is bliss. Peace is not bliss. Understand? Powerfulness of the length is relaxation. Powerfulness of the breath is peace. Powerfulness of the depth is bliss. Length is your logic. Breadth is your emotions. What is emotion? A logic out of which you functioned many times, now you automatically function based on that logic is emotion. Fact logic is emotion. How many of you are understanding what I'm saying? You know, in this situation, this is the way you have to behave. Because many times this is the way you have done. This way your father has done, your grandfather has done, your grandmother has done. Length, repeated again and again, which became your muscle memory, is breadth. Breadth, repeated again and again, which became your biomemory, is depth. Depth is your conclusions. Depth is the cognitions and conclusions you carry about you, life, God, people, everything. I'll repeat. Logic of you and the universe is length dimension. Rhythmic logic of you and the universe is breadth dimension. Cognitions from which the logic and rhythmic logic of you and the universe manifests is depth dimension. Listen. Listen to the fourth statement. Time, kala. Time is a rough word, English word. Let me use the word kala directly. Kala, that's the fourth dimension. No difference between your kala and kala of the universe. Listen carefully. Anything which makes you feel universe's time is different and your time is different is not you. Your length, when its frequency increases, becomes breadth. Your breadth, when its frequency increases, it becomes your depth. Your depth, when the frequency intensely increases, it becomes your time. In breadth, length is included. In depth, length and breadth is included. In time, length, breadth, depth is included. This fourth dimension is the space where your so-called normal human life faces a breakthrough. Time is a frequency, dimension of the universe, aspect of the universe, where you and universe are reverberating in the same frequency. Unit of time of the sun, moon, Kailasa and you is one and the same. Listen, yesterday I said, our 1 year is 1 day for them, but unit is same. Only quantity difference. How many of you are understanding? It's only quantity difference, but not. So in Tattva, principal unit, listen carefully, your logic and logic of the Devatas are different. They are not same. Your breath and Devata's breath, not that far away, little closer. Your depth and Devata's depth, little more closer. But in time, your unit of time and their unit of time is one and the same. There is only quantity difference. Tattva, fundamental principle unit is same. How many of you are getting it? Yes. For us 1 year is their 1 day, but our 1 year is 1 day for them. It means what? Unit is same. Your remembrance of you powerfully associated to some subject or not associated to something. For example, you may remember you powerfully by feeling I have a young body. You may remember you powerlessly feeling, oh, I don't have a bank balance. If you associate yourself with some things, you remember you powerfully. If you associate yourself with some things, you remember you powerlessly. How many of you are understanding this? This binary is time. That's all. Catch it. Listen. This binary is time. Kala. Kala, Sanskrit word, means jumping between associated powerfulness and associated powerlessness. Understand? Listen carefully. Length, breadth, depth of a person is not he. The space he carries is he. When I say length, breadth, depth of a person, I speak in both the meanings. One, logic, heart, and cognition. Length, logic, breadth, heart, depth, cognition. This three does not really constitute a person. And length, breadth, depth of the size, shape. Size and shape does not constitute a person. That is why you fall in love with the size and shape, get frightened when you see the space. Get thoroughly terrorized. Getting mesmerized by the size and shape and getting terrorized by the space is called marriage. A full cycle of marriage is getting thoroughly mesmerized by the size and shape, length, breadth, depth, and getting thoroughly terrorized. I have seen some of the people getting terrorized by the marriage so strongly, they decide forever in any janma no marriage. A lot of people are deciding that. That is why more and more, by birth, the attitude and aptitude moves away from male, female. Length, breadth, depth does not constitute a person. The space constitutes a person. Understand, the space you carry decides who you are. Your polished vocabulary, your sophisticated poetic body language, your cute romantic behavior, you will not be able to keep all this consistently even if you are an amazing actor. No. No. Be very clear. The space you carry, its smell, its flavor comes out of you like energy. Like energy. Many of the Indian restaurants use this as a tactic. They release a certain masala flavor. That whole area will have that masala flavor. The moment you enter that zone, you will feel like eating. That is also again like a marriage only. You go to the restaurant and you order what you want. Then when you see what the other person has, you always wish you had ordered for that. And the other person is feeling the same. And you can't even exchange the plate, owner will not allow. The smell the flavor of your space. The flavor of your space is what I call Shakti. Understand? The explosion happening in your inner space is Shakti. Please listen. This is the good news for you. The moment you manifest even one Shakti, I have already entered into your inner space. If I have not entered in your inner space and made the connection, you will not be able to manifest Shakti, because all power manifestation has to start from space, not from depth. Understand, the time is a non-existence power layer. It has no existence, like a length, breadth, depth. It is only when the space collides with the length, breadth, depth, the dust created is time. See, the length, breadth, depth is a mass. Space is a energy. When these two collides, the dust generated is the time. I can roughly compare it to the Vatavarana, the layer around the planet Earth. We call it Valimandalam in Tamil. In English, I think it's called atmosphere. Yes. See, it's like atmosphere. Length, breadth, depth, and space, when they collide, the atmosphere created is time. It has no independent existence. If the length, breadth, depth moves away from the space, the time will not have its existence. Listen. If something is a straight logic, it is called length dimension. Almost there is no blind spot. Same way, there is no depth. Listen carefully. Playing your whole life in length dimension is like a ship in the port, shipyard. Safe, but ship is not built for it. Ship is safe in shipyard, in port, but ship is not built for that. You are always safe if your life is based on logic, but you are not built for that. Anybody who feels secured by the logic dimension's abundance is foolishly feeling secured. Please listen. If you are cognizing you are very secured because of the bank balance zeros you have, electronically generated zeros in the bank computer screens by the exploiting ignorant stupid guys. If that is giving you the concept of security, you are stupidly secured. I am not saying that money cannot give you comfort. Yes, it can give you many things which you cannot buy without it, no doubt. But if you cognize that is going to give you a complete security in life, you are fool. It can give you painkiller, it cannot remove pain. Bed is not equivalent to sleep. When you don't have bed, you equate bed to sleep. Only if you have multi-bedroom house, you will understand bed is not equivalent to sleep. Same way, security you feel based on length dimension is the security ship feels in the port. Is that security for the ship? No. Security of the ship is its ability to handle everything of the ocean. Security for you is your ability to handle all the 11 dimensions. If you don't tumble down in the 25 states of consciousness, you are secure. The ultimate security, please listen, in the doing aspect and being aspect. Sushupta sushupti, to turyadita turyadita. If you can handle, that is what is security. With the introduction to the 11th dimension, the intensity of your powerful cognitions will just shoot up. Understand? The amount of powerful cognitions, all of you need to understand the meaning of the word powerful cognition. For example, if you see somebody dying, are you going to cognize it as powerlessness, shaking, fear? Are you going to cognize the situation with a powerfulness? That is the way the reality is. What next? In every situation, cognizing with powerfulness, whether health, relationships, love. Listen. Knowledge and understanding, even if it is intellectual, knowledge and understanding of this 11th dimension makes many of the suffering caused by others and the sufferings you cause to others redundant. Only a person who understands 11 dimensions of the universe can be non-violent, can be really non-violent. Understanding about this 11 dimension will make your existence frequency intense. Understand, life should be like everything around you should be just vibrating with you. The moment thought comes, an idea comes, a cognition comes, the whole nature should cooperate and make it happen. Introduction to 11 dimension itself is to show you your multiple possibilities. Actually, I am interested in you, not your identities. That is why when people try to come and tell me, Swamiji, I am this, what can I do for your mission? I tell them first, your consciousness, let you make it to the higher frequency. Taste what I am teaching, what I am standing for. Substantially, even you will not be able to doubt you to that level. Experience the depth of your consciousness. You should feel you have become too big. Wow, existence is really nice. The way I exist now feels great. Depth of personality is joy. Depth of personality is bliss. That consciousness you are carrying, that chit you are carrying, should be constantly manifesting powerful cognitions and power. That is the biggest help you can do to me. See, I want you to know these dimensions, only then I can take you to the next level of experience. Otherwise, when I give you the experience, you will be overwhelmed. See, with understanding about these dimensions, you yourself will know how the powers are manifesting. And you will start playing with them. You getting comfortable with your consciousness and manifesting powers will start happening once you understand these 11 dimensions. Now, see, I have a responsibility. I have to give you this knowledge without giving you suffering. Mahadeva puts that word. There's a clear command, knowledge has to be given without suffering. Listen, first thing you need to know about the universe because you are living in universe. Ignorance is no way cute and ignorance is not going to save you anywhere. Second, why I am teaching about this fundamental units of the universe, 11 dimensions, because understanding about these 11 dimensions will make you manifest multiple powerful cognitions and powers. I'll repeat. See, manifesting powers of third eye, like reading through your third eye, scanning through your third eye is power. But understanding the fundamental principle, unit, tattva, why you are able to do? Because you connect your third eye with a third eye which is already awakened, your master's third eye which initiated you. And that third eye is connected with all the existing third eye. Then, the power you manifested through your third eye is not limited to your third eye. You can read through any third eye. That is what is powerful cognition. Understand? So today you are going to manifest powerful cognitions. Only then you will understand how understanding about these multi-dimensions makes you start functioning in multi-dimension level. Understand, my purpose is individual, having a breakthrough in consciousness and feeling you have now become multiple. Like earlier, if you felt you are in your body 100 unit, it should just become million unit. You should feel, wow, million unit, I am in my system now. That's all I am interested. If you have become million from 100, then you will know the whole dimensions of the universe, possibilities of life, powers of the consciousness. Everything starts manifesting. It's all fundamentally integrating you and making you experience superconsciousness. I am interested in you, not any adjectives added to you. I am interested in you manifesting, you radiating. My project plan is only one. You manifesting, you having a breakthrough. I'll do everything for that. Whether I ask you to eat vegetarian food or I ask you to apply the aushadas and take bath, or I ask you to do the yoga on the pole and the rope, it is all centered on one. Now, I'm going to introduce you the 11 dimensions of the universe, all only this purpose. Breaking the barriers you built around you and experientially manifesting, not just theory, word.
Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, so beautifully, Swamiji had revealed to all of us about what are these 11 dimensions. See, the length, breadth, depth, time, space, what we know as length and breadth and depth is far too limited compared to what actually it means. What are these 11 dimensions of the universe? What exactly are these 11 dimensions? How this permutation combination actually functions? Now, can I request all the participants to take a few minutes first and please post here, what did you understand as each of these dimensions? What is the length dimension? What is the breadth dimension? What is the depth dimension? Take a few minutes and please post it here. the 11 dimensions of the universe. See, now the length, breadth, depth, time, space, each of these dimensions of the universe actually consists of a dimension of our own self. It does not see the length, breadth, depth does not constitute a person. It is the space that constitutes a person. Actually, Swamiji has revealed how the 11 dimensions are actually split up. You all can see here in the chat. In this chart, these are the 11 dimensions. So right now, the human beings, all of us live in the plane of length, breadth, and depth. The cosmic airport has length and breadth, but there is no depth in it. And Sorry for the technical glitch. I hope now all of you are able to hear us. So you all can see in this chart how the 11 dimensions of the universe exists. And first, take a few minutes and let's make a list of 25 activities that you do in your day. Take a few minutes and please start writing down just 25 activities that you do in your day. hope all of you have finished. Now, in each of the activities that we have written down, identify how many of them are length-based activities, how many of them are breadth-based activities, and how many of them are depth-based activities. Now, when we say length-based based activities, what do we mean by that? Look back into your day. Most of the times, the type of things that you do, is it length-based? Means like you do the same monotonous routine. Depth is something which flows with creativity, like painting, art, poetry, creative stuff, something that taps into your creativity. Length is like anything that simply is putting you back in the same rut. Like for example, every day, taking your bath, going to the same route, going to the same office, going through the same files. It's just length-based living. Depth-based is like puja, yoga. Something that strengthens the core of your personality is depth-based lifestyle. Actually, now analyze, and can I request each of you to share how much percentage of your day, or how much of your day is length-based, depth-based, or breadth-based? Can I request each of you to post what are you seeing? How many of you are seeing it is length-based or breadth-based? Okay, so Ma Leah Corey is asking a question. She's asking, can you explain the combinations of the dimensions and the 5 aspects of Sadashiva if you can? If ours is 25, how do we get them to get 11 to align with universal, unless I'm not getting what Swamiji is talking about? Okay. So, Nithyananda, Leah Corey, if you're able to hear me, please could you show thumbs up now? Yes. Wonderful. See, the first and foremost thing, the length, breadth, depth, time, space. These 5 are unit dimensions. Now, the permutation combination of these 5 form the 11 dimensions of the universe. This is 11 dimensions. The next one, the 25 you're mentioning, is a 25 states of consciousness. That's what we learned about. It is the state at which you exist. For example, right now you're awake, right? So you're in the Jagrat state. What state of consciousness your body is in, your mind is in, your heart is in, and your brain is in. This is what is a 25 states of consciousness. It is the permutation combination of the 5 states of consciousness. And each of these forms will elaborately explain to us. Correct? The 11 dimensions can be experienced, like each of these dimensions are like, you can actually experience the beings of various planes of existence. For example, when you go to the cosmic portal, like for example, we have here in the planet Earth, we have some of these cosmic portals, like Kailasa, Los Angeles, is a cosmic portal. Banyan Tree in Bididi is another cosmic portal. Excuse me. So if you see them, they are beings that who have length and breadth, but no depth or time or space. Same way, Swamiji says in Milky Way galaxy, only time and space are there, no length and breadth and depth are there. In Kailash, length, breadth, depth, time and space, all these 5, plus the ability to manipulate any one of these 5. You can change anything into anything. Shunya, even in nothingness. It is a state where you exist without any of these dimensions. This is something that your logic cannot grasp. Rishis have length, breadth, time and space, but no depth dimension. Ganas, they have depth, time and space, but no length or breadth dimensions. Now, by you raising your states of bliss, and when you are accessing these dimensions, meaning when you raise your consciousness, you get the ability to access these dimensions. Are you understanding now? Okay, Mahasudashivananda is asking, Nithyanandam, how can we know where are we in these 11 dimensions? Actually, Ma, the exercise that we did helps you identify what percentage. See, it is not like you're stationed only in one dimension. The dimensions alters between every moment as you express. Like, for example, let's say majority of your day, you focus on building powerful cognitions, manifesting powers. Like, for example, all of you that are attending Paramashivoham, currently, your day is filled with depth-based personality. The whole thing, what you're doing, the powerful cognitions, the powerful power manifestations, completion is all depth-based. Whenever you do something that is length based, let's say logic based, like simply you sit and study the books. When I say study the books, not gaining education that adds depth to you, but the same thing like the Macaulay education system that kids are just dumped into today. Or whether you spend every day same time sitting on the social media and scrolling. Understand, it is not the action that you do, but what you gain if you do something that is creative. Even if you just sit for 20 minutes without doing anything, but if you're unclutching in that, it is depth based life. But if you just sit for 20 minutes and you're just looking at the same serial that you watch every day, it's length based life. And if something is creative, expressive, let's say you're sitting 20 minutes and actually doing an art, poetry, pottery, something, gardening, all of that is breadth based life. Right? Sorry about that, ma. I think because of the music, you're not able to hear. Should be better. Okay, so are all of you understanding? So, ma, Mahasada are you understanding how you need to identify, ma? Akshara Satyam, Nithyananda Maya, I see you, but you're not very visible. Could you please keep the camera in such a way where you're more visible? Okay, now how many of you are actually understanding this? How many of you are understanding length, breadth, and depth difference? Now, can you all analyze your day and tell me, in your day, how much is length based, how much is breadth based, how much is depth based? Can I request all of you to share? Can I request all of you to share how much is the length and breadth and depth based? Now, consciously focus on building a depth-based lifestyle. Depth in personality brings joy. Swamiji always says, if you just focus on building your depth, which means if you just focus on experiencing the depth in your personality, it will bring you joy. Always, whatever you do, building depth within you will bring you joy. Now, we're all going to enter into the further aspects of a day. Listen very carefully. Every single time, whenever you put yourself into the space of length-based lifestyle, it will again and again give you only powerlessness inside of you. Whenever you build powerful cognition based living, it will just give you so much of joy in your life. So how you want to manifest, what you want to manifest, both are in your hands. Just revisit your entire day and actually see how much of your life, how much percentage of your life are you living based on depth. And what are the actions you can take to increase the depth-based lifestyle inside you? See, it can even be you doing yoga. It can even be you doing puja. However, whatever are the ways in which you can increase that depth in you, you all can write it down. Please take a few minutes and pen that down. So you know what are all the depth-based personalities and how you can build them. I request all of you to look in and write down. Take a few minutes. Write down, analyze how much of your life is depth-based and how you can increase the depth-based activities. few minutes. Now we'll be entering into the next session where we will be understanding about Ishvara. We understood about Jiva, we understood about Jagat, the 11 dimensions. Now we will be understanding about Ishvara, Sadashiva. Who is Sadashiva? How he exists, the Panchakrityas of Bhagavan Sadashiva. Let us listen to the revelations now.
The 11 dimensions of the universe, 25 states of consciousness, and then 5 aspects of Sadashiva, supreme reality, Ishvara, creation, operation, rejuvenation, delusion, liberation. Please understand, supreme cannot be just God, generator, operator, destroyer. Please understand, the supreme as per Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Bhagavan, Brahman, Sadashiva cannot be translated by the word God. The Western definition of God is generator, operator, destroyer. Only 3 aspects. The Hindu understanding of supreme reality is generator, operator, destroyer, deluder, and liberator. The major 2 aspects of life, unfortunately, was never grasped anywhere else other than this Saraswati Ganges civilization. Only the Saraswati Ganges civilization understood the world beyond seen. If you don't understand delusion, you can't understand beyond the 4 dimensions. You can't understand reality in its completion. God is not Sadashiva. Maybe I can contribute a new word, Godel. G-O-D-D-E-L. G-O-D-D-E-L. Godel. Listen. Whenever science or technology grows, the scientists and people who are expert in that field need to contribute right word. They need to support the language also to explain the concepts. English is learning spirituality, Sanatana Hindu Dharma first time. So let's contribute some good words. English is learning Sanatana Hindu Dharma from the source, I think first time. So Godel should be the word, not God. God is not Sadashiva. Sadashiva, Brahman, Bhagavan, all these words used in, the Brahman used in Upanishad, Bhagavan used in Puranas, Sadashiva used in Agamas, cannot be translated as God, God, used in Western theologies. Understand, these 5 aspects of Sadashiva in the manifest form is called Ishvara, unmanifest form is Avyakta. Even this 5 is only the manifest form of Godel, Sadashiva. Paramashiva introduces himself how he is manifesting to teach Agama as Sadashiva. As Sadashiva, he manifests with 5 heads, 10 hands, teaches Agama. Through these 5 heads, he does these 5 actions. Manifestation, it's called Srishti, manifestation. Then Sthiti, sustenance. Then Samhara, rejuvenation. Then Prabhava, pulling out of delusion. Then Anugraha, liberation. Listen.
Listen carefully. Sthiti. Sthiti means maintenance. The first action is Srishti. Second is Sthiti. Third, Sthiti means maintenance. First, Srishti, manifestation. Sthiti, maintenance or sustenance. Samhara, rejuvenation or dissolving or destruction, whatever word you want to use. Samhara, literally the word samhara means transformation, rejuvenation. It one becoming another. So listen carefully. Srishti, manifestation. Sthiti, maintenance. Samhara, rejuvenation. Prabhava, pulling out of delusion. Anugraha, liberation. Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. Satyojata, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Ishana. These are the 5 phases. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 phases as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 phases he manifests and does the Panchakritya. Srishti, manifestation. Sthiti, sustenance. Samhara, rejuvenation. Trobhava, pulling out of delusion. Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. I'll tell you. In the cosmic level, Paramashiva has 5 of his dimensions: creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, destruction and rejuvenation, putting in and pulling out of delusion and liberation. All these 5. In your microcosmic life, in your Pindanda microcosmic level, you play the same game. Every day, the new cells getting created, new organs getting manifested in your body is your creation. All of you need to know. Including your brain, everything gets newly created. New cells are created every minute, every second. This is your creation. In microcosmic level. In macrocosmic level, the planets which manifest planets are getting created. In microcosmic level, the cells are created. In the macrocosmic level, whatever is created is continuously getting sustained. In microcosmic level, the body you create is getting sustained. The life you manifest is getting sustained by you. You continuously breathing, inhaling and exhaling, keeping you alive is sustenance, maintenance in microcosmic level. In the macrocosmic level, destruction, rejuvenation, samhara is black holes swallowing big bangs. In the microcosmic level, the old cells getting killed and new cells getting formed is rejuvenation, samhara in your body, in your microcosmic level, Pindanda level. Same way, in the Brahmanda level, the delusion is cosmos, creating deluges, pralayas, to rejuvenate itself, clean itself. I told you, this year, not just corona, there are so many other natural calamities. To clean, the collective negativity will happen. This deluge, pralaya, will clean up a lot of collective negativity. You can see the heat wave all over the world. All the Panchabhutas playing and aligning itself. In the cosmic level, this is the delusion, Prabhava going on. In the macrocosm, Pindanda level, you forgetting your existence as Paramashiva, higher reality, falling into the nightmares and going through, is the small scale Prabhava. Delusion, in the Pindanda, microcosmic level you go through. In the cosmic level, Brahmanda level, liberation, Anugraha is Paramashiva himself manifesting as this Nijavadara Nithyananda and making this Kailasa happen. And guiding all the beings in microcosmic level, Pindanda level, you receiving these powerful cognitions and liberating yourself from all this deluge. By holding on to the Guru's feet is the liberation happening in you. Understand, whatever is happening in Brahmanda, macrocosm, is happening in your Pindanda, microcosm. So don't worry about your delusions. Don't be powerless about it. Don't try to work with the facts and figures externally. Don't try to work with the seen. Work on the seer. Paramashiva does 5 actions: creation, sustenance, rejuvenation, putting in delusion, and liberation. First 4, creation, he does by sitting in Brahmaloka. As a Brahma, he manifests and creates. Maintenance, he does by lying down in Paramapada as Parandama. Rejuvenation, he does as Maharudra in Kailasa, from Kailasa itself. Putting in delusion, he does through many of his forms, like Bhikshadana, all those forms he took just to put people in delusion. Liberation. For liberation, he always comes down to planet Earth. He has to assume human form. The form he assumes for liberation is Guru. Keeping liberation as a predominant activity, the form he assumes is Guru.
சத்தியம் காத்திடும் உத்தமத்தியே சத்குருவாய் வந்த நித்திய தாயே, வேதங்கள் வணங்கிடும் ஆதியும் நீயே, ஜோதிமலையிலே அவதரித்தாயே. அவனியை பேணும் ஞானமும் நீயே, அக்னி வடிவிலே அருள் புரிந்தாயே. பூதங்கள் ஐந்தையும் ஈன்றவள் நீயே, அழல் உருவாகவே ஈன்றெழுந்தாயே. நித்யேஸ்வரி தாயே, நித்யேஸ்வரி தாயே. தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. கர்மங்களை கொண்டிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய். கர்மங்களை கொண்டிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய். தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. அண்டமெங்கும் ஆளுகின்ற தேவியும் நீயே, இந்த பிண்டத்திலும் வாழுகின்ற ஆவியும் நீயே. அண்டமெங்கும் ஆளுகின்ற தேவியும் நீயே, இந்த பிண்டத்திலும் வாழுகின்ற ஆவியும் நீயே. குண்டத்திலே தீயனவே சிரிப்பவள் நீயே, குண்டத்திலே தீயனவே சிரிப்பவள் நீயே. யோக தண்டத்தையும் தந்த நித்திய ஞானத்தின் தாயே, யோக தண்டத்தையும் தந்த நித்திய ஞானத்தின் தாயே.
Now I'll explain to you from my experience my 4 images. The inner image I have about me. Once I try to check what exactly I feel about me. When I looked inside, I saw that shunyatva means everything is, that isness is what I feel as me. Listen. The vast isness, that is what I feel as me, inside me. That is my inner image. How I project myself to others, all of you. The person who is here to transmit that experience to all of you. You can call me as a teacher, guru, incarnation, enlightened being. That is up to you. As per your experience. If you experience my teachings, you can consider as teacher. If you experienced my initiation, you can consider as guru. If you experienced my energy, you can consider as enlightened being. If you experienced my miracle powers in your life, you can consider as incarnation. It's up to you. But I project myself as a being who is here to transmit this experience to you. This isness, vastness, we can call as Atma, Paramatma, soul, consciousness, God, whatever word you want to use. This is my outer image. How others perceive me. Some people perceive me as teacher. Some people say, you may want to give enlightenment, but we want only our headache healing.
heal my headache, solve my problem between me and my spouse, heal my son, give me wealth. Understand? Anything you ask within the purview of the energy of enlightenment. Even though I have not told directly that I will give you. See, I declare, I am here to give you that enlightenment, that easiness experience. Even though I have not told directly that I will heal your headache, back pain, relationship problems, even though I have not told directly, if you expect, I am responsible for it. Because if somebody can give enlightenment, surely he can heal your headache. Because for enlightenment, if I have to give you 1000 volt energy, spiritual energy, to remove your headache, I have to give only 0.5 volt energy. To bless you with wealth, I have to give you only 0.1% energy. To heal your relationship problems, I have to give you only 0.1% energy.
Listen. Length, when it becomes intense to the level it cannot be experienced just as a length, it jumps into the dimension of breadth. Like if you keep line, infinite number of lines, then it cannot be measured, understood just by one length. It, by its very reproduction, understand? Reproduction is survival need. Anything which is alive has to be reproducing itself. Otherwise, it will not be alive. It's law of life. It is one of the fundamental law of constant, nithya. Easiness expands. So the easiness of the length, when it becomes infinity, it cannot be any more cognized just by one idea of length. It gives birth to the next dimension of itself called breadth. Understand? I'll repeat. Just imagine one thread, 1 meter thread. You call that as a length. By its nature, it is becoming multiple number of 1 meter thread. So when it becomes infinite number of 1 meter threads, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, what happens? It cannot be measured, cognized, understood anymore by this one dimension called length. So it gives birth to its next dimension, breadth. So all the threads are kept. So now length and breadth is formed. Now, because of its very nature of existence as a survival need, the length and breadth, both of them are continuously giving birth, multiplying. Understand? Even if you are a sannyasi, only when you reproduce more sannyasis, means making more people sannyasis, you are living sannyas life. Otherwise, you are not sannyasi. Be very clear. Anything by its survival easiness has to reproduce and expand. If you are a man, you are going to reproduce another human being. If you are sannyasi, naturally you will be producing the consciousness of sannyas in so many people's life, and so many will be becoming sannyasi. How many become sannyasis is the proof of your integrity to sannyas. Understand? This is law of life. Success for a normal grihastha is what he achieves. For a sannyasi, success is what he inspires others to achieve. So, only if you are intensely making more people sannyasis, you are really in the easiness of sannyas. Otherwise, maybe you will be sannyas, not ease sannyasi. The easiness multiplies by its existence. So the length by its easiness multiplies. When the multiplication breaks a point, it gives birth to the next dimension, length and breadth. Then these two go on multiplying they give birth to the third dimension, means tons and billions of 1 meter thread kept. So length gives birth to breadth, and length and breadth multiplying gives birth to depth. Understand this example? This is the way the dimensions manifest and gives birth to the next dimension. Length gives birth to breadth. Length and breadth together give birth to depth. And length and depth together give birth to time. That is why I am saying time is not linear. There is no past, present, future. There is only time. What you perceive now as your experience, like you are inhaling and exhaling, you call as present. What you can recollect from your stored memory, you call as past. What you expect or hope inside your head, you call as future. Understand? That is why I am saying 99% of us live 99% of our life inside our head. So keep it worthy to live. No shit inside the head. No shit in the stomach, and no shit in the head. Time is not linear. Time is not linear, and time does not move. The measuring scales should not be equated to content. Liter is a measuring method, but you cannot say 1 liter milk is 1 liter. No. Milk, the content. Liter is measuring mechanism, methodology. So minute, hour, day, week, month, this is measuring methodology. Do not be deluded by attributing measuring methodology to the content. So I will use 2 different words. Time is a measuring methodology. Kala is the content. Now, person who understood Kala does not move. Does not move. No past Kala, no present Kala, no future Kala. Kala, that's all. The measurements used to measure time, like how we have measurements, meter, liter, kilogram. How the different measuring methods are there, same way, second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year. All this are just measuring methods. Listen. Measuring methods should not be misunderstood as the content itself. Content, time does not move. If you see in the screen now, it shows as if I am moving, but I am not moving. Just the backdrop is moved front and back. Same way, for the sake of measuring, we created unit of time. Second, hour, day, week, month, year. Based on that, you call something as a past, present, future. Based on that, you come to a deluded idea, time is moving. No. No. There are some understanding all of us have. It should be called as the social understandings or social law or law of the country. How much a social law is true only for that society, law of the land, the country is only true for that country. Same way, I should say, there are something universally human beings, all human beings accept. Maybe to that level, time idea can be accepted. Like a second, minute, hour, day. This is accepted the whole globe by all human beings. So you can use this to understand about time, but don't be deluded. Time is actually linear and moving. No. Understand? Collective human understandings are not cosmic reality. So, Kala is the pure version of isness. I-S. Isness. Purer version of isness. See, these dimensions, length, breadth, depth, time, space. Next to space is Nithya. Nithya is the sixth dimension. And after that, Nadakala, Bindukala, all the other, totally 11 dimensions. The 11th is the Paramashiva Swarupa, Paramashiva, Paramashivatva, Paramashiva, ultimate. The sixth dimension, Nithya, is isness. That isness's purest, almost 90% isness is space. I should say 80% isness is Kala, time. Alright, time is a poor word, but anyhow, I am using it. Kala. Not the unit of time, time. So be very clear. The whole humanity knows only unit of time, but not time itself. You may know the liter, but not about the milk. Don't misunderstand the measuring unit into measured content. The delusion of thinking. The measured content in the language of measuring unit led to the confusion that time is linear and it has past, present, future. Forget about it. Time is. It is neither static nor linear. It is existentially functioning. Life is not alive just inside your body, in your every action, in your every decision, and its impact on the others' world. That is why when you can impact more people, you feel more alive. Listen. Kala is existentially alive when length grows exponentially, it gives birth to breadth. When breadth grows exponentially, it gives birth to the dimension depth. When breadth, depth grows exponentially, it gives birth to the dimension Kala. And when breadth, depth, Kala, all of them grow exponentially, they give birth to space, dimension. Quality of the isness is Ananda, and the quality of Ananda is sharing. Understand? The quality of isness, Nithya, is Ananda. Anything which is in you is always celebrates its existence. Somebody was asking me, what is exactly isness, Swamiji? Other than your body, what you think as is. See, you think you are body, you are your body. And there are something more you think you are. Because many times when you feel depression, you feel you are your mind. Excited, you feel you are your mind. So it is not that you feel you are only body. You feel many things are you. Other than your body, whatever you think as you, that is called your isness. And that isness, in its core, is excitement, bliss, and anything which is and which is bliss expands its existence. Even when you are depressed, you are enjoying your depression. Understand? Be very clear. You are enjoying your depression. You may have your own reasons. Listen to this one truth. Enjoying your depression, you will reproduce more depressed people. If you are enjoying your easiness, you will reproduce more easiness. If you are enjoying your sannyas, you will reproduce more sannyasis. That's it. Easiness celebrates its existence, and anything which celebrates its existence reproduces by its very nature. Principle of existence of Ishvara is owning up for the creation principle you created, sustenance principle you created, destruction principle you created, delusion principle you created, liberation principle you created. Just see your life. I will start teaching you from Pindanda, your life, so you understand this. Owning up is the Adhomukha. Sixth phase means the unmanifest phase of Paramashiva. Understand? First, understand what you created. Please understand, only if you are in a Paramashanta Swarupa, you will own up for what you created. You have created so many wonderful things, understand? The mechanism which converts blood into blood, which is functioning inside your body, you created. Nobody else created, you created. You learned the science from cosmos and you created. Understand one thing. The greatest creation in the known universe is human body, and you created yours. Anybody who owns up that you created your body will manifest the power of altering it, healing it, updating it, upgrading it. All the powers related to altering, manipulating, upgrading, awakening, healing, powers related to body. So, if you want to manifest the powers related to your body, bring this cognition and own up for what you created. I tell you. For example, if you have a fatty liver, sit with your liver and say, yes, I created it. What for I created? Did I put myself in some delusion and allowed this to be created? Or did I actively cooperate and created this? What for I created this fatty liver? Just see, I tell you, owning up starts healing. And I tell you, fatty liver is such a simple problem. You just need to tell your stomach, hey, can you burn a little more? I'll give you mantra as the feed material. You can use any mantra. You see, in Vedagamic tradition, any mantra described in Vedas and Agamas can be used. And use that mantra to awaken the Jadaragni, fire in the stomach. Ability to be in Nirahara Samyama. Means when that patterns are demanding food and it is flashing the pizza photograph in front of your eyes. Or you are doing Nirahara Samyama, but within 24 hours in the dream you are having a full feast. And then you feel, what is this? What kind of a life? I am not even able to eat. What for I am earning? What for I am alive? What for? This is injustice. Hey, you being brainwashed to eat all the shit and junk and filthy food like products continuously and fall sick is the real brainwashing happening to you. Nirahara is not brainwashing you, it is stomach washing you. detoxing you. I'm only asking, go for healthy juicing for few days. When the patterns are pushing and demanding, aggressively forcing you to eat, and you being in Paramashanta Swarupa and managing Nirahara is a power, conscious power. When the tamas, inertness, dullness, Mudevi, you should not even give the title Devi for it. Inertness, tamas is pushing you to the bed. And depression, literally sulking and sucking your energy. You waking up and deciding to do yoga and start doing is a power. How much ever abuses, attacks, injustice, pains you may feel in your life, but sitting and connecting with Paramashiva and doing puja is a power. Conscious power, conscious resources, understand? You would have manifested so many conscious resources. Own up for it. When you own up, what you manifested, what you created, what you are sustaining, what you are destroying, and how you were deluded and where you are still deluded, and how you need to get yourself out of delusion, and where all you have liberated yourself, where you need to further liberate yourself. Just own up. Owning up is the Atomukha, unmanifest face of Paramashiva, which is revealed only to yogis. Whoever owns up is yogi. Whoever does not own up is bohi. Whoever feels others are responsible, putting the onus on others, is rohi. Who does not even think about this owning up is shogi. When you own up, spontaneous, miraculous, immediate transformation starts in your life. Understand? If you are tired, bored, feeling overloaded, overwhelmed, own up that. Own up that. Own up. Owning up is the secret of Ishwaratva. One beautiful thing in your life is, if you own up now, even the past is recreated. Understand? Even the past is recreated, because past is not dead as you think. Past tense is dead, but past is not dead. Future tense is yet to manifest, but future is not yet to be manifested. Future is as much as happened as past. Past is as much as yet to happen as future. Future tense is will be. Past tense was. But past was not was. Past is. Future tense is will be. Future itself is not will be. Future is. Past, present, future is. Past tense was, future tense will be. But past, present, future is. Tatata. Nityatva. Isness. Paramashivoham, the ultimate revelation from the space of Paramashiva. Just settle down and sit with Paramashanta Swarupa and look around. Don't be afraid. That's the first thing. Understand, you have amazing resources. As I said yesterday, death is a conscious resource you have. You need to know, once you have manifested human body, the whole science of manifesting human body is in your bio-memory. You already have the technology, methodology of manifesting human body as part of your consciousness. Nobody can take it away. Unless you decide human life is too much of torture, let me not create human body. Nobody else can stop you creating human body. That is the beauty of Paramashiva's existence, compassion, grace. Owning up. When you sit and start owning up from Paramashanta Swarupa, you will see 25 heads of Paramashiva starts operating in you also. And you will know what to manifest, what to sustain, what to destroy, and what to put in delusion, how to get yourself out of delusion, and from what you are liberated, from which you need to liberate yourself more. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. This owning up is the sixth phase of Paramashiva. Unmanifest, avyakta, adomukha, ajomukha, antimatter. All those words show the owning up phase of Paramashiva. When you own up, you are Ishvara. I want all my disciples to come to the Paramashiva space of Paramashanta Swarupa and own up. Yes, what we manifested, what we are sustaining, what are we destroying or rejuvenating, what is the components where we put ourselves in delusion and where all we need to pull ourselves out of delusion, what all we already achieved liberation, where all we need to achieve liberation. Tatpurusha Ishana Satyojata Vamadeva Agora. When you own up, you are Paramashiva. You are Ishvara. If you own up your life, you become Ishvara for you. Atmeshvara. If you own up a group of people, their lives, own up for them, you become Kulapati. If you own up for a mandala, zone, for their life, you become Mandaleshwara. If you own up responsibility for a Mahamandala, you become Mahamandaleshwara. I tell you, I want all my disciples to take it very seriously. All my sannyasi disciples, take this as spiritual lesson. Gurukul Balasans, take this as a spiritual lesson. Today, you will all become Atmeshwara for yourself. Yes, these are all the places I manifested as Swamiji wanted. These are all the places I did not manifest as Swamiji wanted. These are all the places I sustained myself as Swamiji wanted. These are all the places I did not sustain myself as Swamiji wanted. These are all the places I rejuvenated myself as Swamiji wanted. These are all the places I did not rejuvenate myself as Swamiji wanted. These are all the places I pulled myself out of delusion as Swamiji wanted. These are all the places I missed and put myself in delusion even though Swamiji warned me. These are all the places I liberated myself as Swamiji taught me. These are all the places I missed it even though Swamiji taught me. Bring that understanding and own up. If you own up today, you will become Atmeshwara, Ishwara for yourself today. This is the way in Kailasa. You become Atmeshwara first, Ishwara for yourself. Then you become Ishwara for few people, Kulapati. Then you become Ishwara for a zone, Mandaleshwara. Then you become Ishwara for Mahamandala, larger zone, Mahamandaleshwara. Helping people to own up is making them become Ishwara for themselves. Help yourself to become Atmeshwara and help everyone around you to become Ishwara for their life, and go on helping more and more and more people to become Ishwara for their life, Ishwara for themselves. I tell you, it is the way you own up. Your life is decided. Don't think whole. Don't plan to become Ishvara for the whole universe. Immediately first become Ishvara for your life, Atmeshwara. Once you are successful, in few days actually you will be successful. I tell you, it's not that even for your own life you should become Ishvara 100%. No. If you just understand that knack and methodology and cognize it, that's enough. That same principle you can start applying tomorrow itself. Then you can start becoming Kulapati. Then you can start becoming Mandaleshwara. Then you can start becoming Mahamandaleshwara. But start from Atmeshwara. Don't plan to start becoming Mahamandaleshwara first. First Atmeshwara, owning up, then step by step by step. Whoever decides to own up become gods of Kailasa. Whoever tries to put the blame on others manifest so much of delusion and violence, they become demons, rakshasas. Understand, Vegaha, Sanyoga, Visesha Virodhi. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. One side gods, other side demons will exist forever. But if you sit in Paramashanta Swarupa and start owning up, you will become Ishvara beyond these two, action and reaction. You will become Paramashiva, Parameshwara, beyond action and reaction. Owning up is the master key. Absolutely being clear about your existence and not accumulating anything which is not relevant for you is aparigraha. I am not saying don't acquire what is directly relevant to your existence. Have a comfortable life. Just decide not to accumulate things which are not relevant to your life. That's all. You will have aparigraha. The first step of aparigraha will start happening. If you just disown what you really don't need to run your life, your existence. Oh, someday it may be needed for me. That is where the delusion creeps in. Delusion creeps in. What is not needed for you, decide to disown. I just know what is the freedom I need. I don't need freedom to walk around in the mall. I may need freedom maximum to walk in the beach in the evenings in Paramashanta Swarupa in the space of Paramashiva Samadhi. Being in the Samadhi, if it is the time when the moon will be bright, like from Dwadasi of Shukla Bhaksha to Panjami of Krishna Bhaksha. I just know what is my freedom. what is the freedom I need. So I choose my life that way. And I plan my life that way. So I feel I'm absolutely liberated, free. No one can touch my freedom, my liberation. I create the liberation I wanted. I create the life I wanted. I sustain the life I wanted. I destroy the things which I don't want and rejuvenate and manifest as I wanted. I pull myself out of delusion wherever the delusion tries to be pushed on me, or wherever the delusion gets engaged or entertained. And I liberate myself more and more the way I want. So I own up. I become Ishvara for my life. And I teach everyone to become Ishvara for your own life. Understand? Each of the creative aspects of life, love added to your system, leads to enlightenment, leads to liberation, leads to more and more joy, bliss. You need to know life as such is beautiful, absolute Paramashiva. Understand? Whether the air you are breathing in or the people happening in the life is absolutely beautiful. You just need to know what you need to manifest, what you need to sustain, what you need to rejuvenate, what you need to pull out of delusion, what you need to liberate. That's it. Owning up is key. I will make this principle, truth, as a reality to all my disciples and devotees who declare their integrity to me today. This is my gift to my disciples and devotees. Understand this truth. Change in your life can be drastic and absolute. The transformation can be spontaneous and complete the moment you own up. Owning up is Ishwaratva.
you become Ishvara. Like Swamiji beautifully revealed, we all or it is not ego. It comes from Ishvara, understanding that you are the Lord of your life. Understanding that you are responsible. You are the creator, you are the sustainer, you are the rejuvenator. You are the one who puts people into delusion, pulls people out of delusion, and you are the one who liberates people. All the dimensions you are responsible for. If you just understand this one truth, right, you'll feel so empowered. Ishvara, becoming the Ishvara means becoming the Lord of your life. Now, if you understand, if just